Studio owners, are you noticing rising ad costs? In this video, we're going to show you how to make more money by spending less with email marketing. Hi, I'm McKenna. I'm the video production manager, and today I'm joined with Patrick. He is our director of revenue here at Loud Rumor, and today we're going to talk all about email marketing. But before we get started, I just want to let you guys know Loud Rumor helps thousands of fitness studios all across the world, and if you want to find out how we can help your fitness studio, just go ahead and click the link below. Patrick. Before we kind of get into the topics, I want to say and ask you, is email marketing even relevant in 2022?
That's a great question. A lot of people look at email and say, hey, this might be a dead way to communicate with prospects, leads, members, whatever it is. But in reality, with the change in the digital landscape for paid advertising, it's more relevant than ever because it's the lowest cost to reach an individual who's opted into your email marketing.
All right, and we talk about opted in. So, before you can actually send an email, you need someone to send it to. How do studios start to collect a list? Describe that for me.
Yeah, small businesses, fitness studio owners, they have to work at building their list, and this takes a little bit of time. And the best way to achieve this, in the beginning, is to run paid advertising, right? If a fitness studio has started running paid advertising in, let's just say, 2015, 2016, 2017, they've built an extremely large list of individuals to email to. And they've also done direct response marketing through things like Facebook and Instagram. They're collecting contact info, first name, last name, phone number, email, those types of things, right? That's the best way to build a list while generating some type of early return through direct response marketing. The other way to do it is lead with value, right? How can I get people to come to my website and offer them something of value so they opt in and give me their contact information? Is it a nutrition guide? Is it a set of workouts? Is it a framework to transform your body in 2022? Whatever it may be. So if you work on leading with value outside of direct response marketing, then you're going to do a better job of building a list of contacts at a low cost.
So if someone hasn't started creating a list, one, is it too late? And two, it's not too late. What would you recommend they do right now?
I definitely don't feel like it's too late. It's because it's more relevant than ever with the rising costs in advertising across all industries, all platforms. Email is still the cheapest way to reach your members. And if you haven't started building a list of email contacts, which I imagine a large portion of people do already, if you haven't started, some things that you can do to get started to build that list is one, put it on your website, right? An opt-in form to opt into a newsletter for a fitness studio and give them something in return for doing that. You can run paid advertising. Your direct response marketing, the leads that you generate for whatever your offer is, right? Free week, free class, whatever it is. Those are individuals that opted in, and you can put them into a list of contacts that you can email at a separate time. There's tons of ways to get people to opt in to your list. The most important is how clean are those lists that you have? Because that's a pretty big deal, right? You don't want to be emailing members with new offers that's not relevant to them because they've already signed up. Mm-hmm. So the biggest piece of advice, is segment your list depending on where this person is in the buying life cycle, right? Mm-hmm. Is it someone that's opted into your website? Is it someone that has opted into a free offer? Okay. Is it someone that's opted into a free offer but has done nothing in the past 30 days? Or is it a member, right? So segment your list of contacts depending on, what's important or what important information we want to send those individuals.
Mm-hmm. And now you talked about segmenting those individuals. Now that we have those segmented lists, can we talk about the different types of emails that we're sending? So say you have a list of, here are all the new leads, maybe here are all our current members, here are,
Yeah, someone's opted in for, let's say, some type of nutrition guide that's on your website. Hey, sign up for my newsletter and I'll send you a nutrition guide. I'm gonna deliver that piece of content, right? Through some type of automation that says, oh, thanks for opting in, here you go. Here's what to expect from being on my email list, right? And then from there, you got to decide, where is that person in the buying cycle? Yes, they've opted into that nutrition guide, but are they ready to come up into the studio? Possibly not, right? Mm-hmm. So let's develop a campaign that nurtures them with additional value. Okay, I gave you a nutrition guide. Okay, 2 weeks later, I'm just making up times, but 2 weeks later, I'm going to send you a 14-day workout program. And then I'm going to send you healthy recipes every other week, whatever it may be. So making sure you make specific content to where that individual is. And of course, right, if you're doing an email campaign to someone that I'll call a marketing qualified lead, not a sales qualified lead at this point, at some point you're going to ask them to come in and be a sales qualified lead
Right.
to opt into an offer for the free workout or free
Right.
class, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, and for everyone who's watching right now, we've actually created a cheat sheet guide for you guys. Just 16 different types of headlines, for like a new lead, nurturing leads, your nurturing members, because those people matter too, which we can touch on, and different types of promotions. So if you want that cheat sheet and those titles, those headlines that you can send for your email marketing, just go ahead and click the description below. So let's touch on nurturing members, because I think maybe sometimes people forget about that. Like, oh, let's just email the new leads and the new people that haven't signed up yet. What's the importance of nurturing your current members?
That's a great question. I'll back up just a little bit because I feel like I did miss one, right? The leads that opt into your direct response marketing, what should that follow-up look like? That should be immediate, right? As soon as they opt in, there's an automation that goes out and says, hey, thanks so much for opting in. When can we get you scheduled for your first class or your first workout, whatever the offer is? And then you want to build urgency upon that campaign. So I might hit them the next day and say, hey, haven't heard from you. I know you were super excited to get started with this free workout. What's the best time to reach out and get something scheduled? And then I'd make probably about 2 or 3 more touch points specific to email, right? Because you could be doing things like hitting them with phone calls and text messages too, right? That builds urgency over the course of the week through email. Make sure you have your touch points with texting, with phone. And from there, right, I'd probably put them, if they don't come in within a week or 2, I'd put them into some type of nurture campaign that, again, leads with value. It's not always just ask them to come in for a free class or take advantage of an offer. Do your best to lead with as much value as possible in those longer nurture campaigns. So to answer your question about, okay, like what's the importance of emailing my members? I think it's a huge advantage to have a list of members that you can market to at any time. Because we always think, especially fitness studio owners, small business owners in general, is like more members, more sales. Specifically more members, right? That's the way that's going to get me to my goal of, 40,000 a month in reoccurring or 60 or 120, whatever their goal is. They're always so focused on new members, as they should be, but there's additional ways to make revenue in your business. And the best way to do that is by getting more revenue, right? More dollars from individuals that already give you revenue. So how can you create campaigns that, one, still at the end of the day, lead with value? It's about giving them value. So in return, right, when they're ready to take advantage of whatever you want to promote, they're more inclined to do so because you're giving them stuff too, right? Let's say you just released a new supplement line, putting an email campaign together specific to your members, letting them know, hey, what is this new supplement line? Why are you super excited about it? How is it going to help them? So just pushing additional ways to drive revenue through your current member base, leveraging emails and promotions.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that too. Ancillary sales, yeah, absolutely do that. But I think also a key to the retention piece is sending like, thank you for being a member, or happy birthday, and you have their birthday information obviously when they fill out your client intake form. But I think just sending those like retention pieces to know like, look, we care about you. This isn't just like we want your money and kind of like fly off the wall. We're gonna send things to follow up with about how.
Yeah, that's a great point, right? Building that community outside of the studio, outside of the brick and mortar location. How do we build a community? Leveraging just like what you said, highlighting people, thanking them, highlighting other members, right? Doing monthly newsletters that highlights a member and their success in the studio. And that does a few things, right? It builds that community virtually through email. You can be doing those things through like Facebook groups as well, private Facebook groups. But it also, if someone's not coming to your studio, like they're a member, but they're not coming to your studio, they still like you, they open your emails, and they see that someone else is getting the results that they wanted, right? That triggers something, and they might be more inclined to, okay, I got to get my class rescheduled.
Absolutely.
So building that community, highlighting those members, and I think that transitions to a really good piece is something that you should be doing. And this is more of automation rather than email campaigns, but developing emails that trigger when someone doesn't show up for 7 days or someone doesn't show up for 2 weeks to further build your guys' retention on a month-to-month basis.
Yeah, making sure they actually show up for classes.
Absolutely.
I want to switch it up a little bit. So we went to Traffic and Conversions Conference back in, I think it was August or something. And, we learned a ton about email marketing, all that stuff. And we found that the most important piece when it comes to email marketing, like what would you think it would come from? You would think it's the headline. It's actually who it's coming from. That's where you get the most open rates, depending on who it's coming from, which is it was like kind of a shocking statistic. So if they don't know who you are as the studio owner, maybe don't put your name, maybe put your actual studio name as the name. But that does go to say the headline is still important. So what are some ways people can kind of stand out against all the other emails that I'm sure their members are getting?
One, test.
Yep.
All right, test what you're doing, because it doesn't matter. You could have some type of theory of why this email is going to open or not. You don't know. This is marketing at the end of the day. You have to test out certain things. What I will say is your ability to copywrite is extremely important. How good you are is going to be, it's going to make or break you essentially here, because there's been a big shift in the digital landscape, not only in paid advertising, right, with Apple stuff. It's also come into email. Your ability to see if people open your email is going to go away. Your ability to see if people click through your email is going to go away. So it comes back to the fundamentals of advertising and marketing is you got to be a really good copywriter. You got to hire a team that is really good at copywriting to make sure that you're successful.
Yeah, and we actually have a video on copywriting. We interviewed one of our copywriters here. So go ahead and check the link below and you can watch that video as well. So again, make sure that you guys get that cheat sheet that we had talked about where we give you 16 different types of headlines. So there's a little head start for you guys on some testing, some different options. And if you want to work with Loud Rumor, we help people who help people. And so if you want to learn more about that and all the services that we have to offer, go ahead and click the link below. We'll set up a free strategy call for you, and it'll be great.
And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one.